Salutations, Mario Ferris here. Welcome to the Miracle Mile Podcast, Episode 3. It's Chilly Tuesday here. Today we have Cosmic.
Hello.
And we also have Jeremiah.
What's going on, everybody?
All right, thank you for joining me. It's been a really busy week for us here at Reach. We've had a lot of different plans in the works, including that. We also have Cosmic's Cosmic Week. We might elaborate with us what that is entailing.
I'm doing a fashion show, performing new music, releasing clothes all in one little weekend, you know what I mean? The 11th to 13th, pop out. It'll be here at the hub, you know what I'm saying? So
Awesome.
Should be fun.
And when you say the fashion show stuff you're going to be doing, that's including your low-key brand, right?
Yeah, so I have a clothing company called Low Key Clothing.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, it's going to be a couple people that I know that model and have work in modeling, just, presenting the clothes while my music plays, while I might perform while they're out, you know what I mean? So see how it goes. Should be fun.
Cool. So when it comes to your selection of making a fashion show occur, are you focusing on a specific amount of models, or do you have those guys set up? What's the rearrangement for that if you have that planned out?
I made a list of 40 models, right?
40?
Yeah, we did not end with 40.
Yeah, okay.
So,
it's good to start big and then work the way down to who's worth working with. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it was it was 20-20, females, males, and then it cut down to 6 each. 6 to 10 each. They're still it's in the air. It's looking like a solid 6, and then gamble other amounts.
Cool. That's
I
awesome.
understand that struggle.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Definitely understand.
Word. And while we're on the basis of this, Cosmic, you work on a couple projects, and a lot of those projects have music videos that you've worked on, and a few of those music videos you've worked on yourself, right, Jeremiah?
Yeah, of course.
And your brand, how do you say that? I know it's unconscious backwards, but it's
Suoicsnocnu.
Suoicsnocnu. I had
Yeah.
no shot at saying that properly.
So disrespectful.
I've heard it all, man.
Suoicsnocnu.
I've heard it all. I got somebody calling me Sukunuku, Susio.
I was going with Suoicsnocnu out of ideation.
Yeah, people say everything.
It is a complicated one, but I like the name in general.
Yeah,
it sticks.
Yeah, I just prefer if people just say unconscious at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, literally.
Right.
But,
And Jeremiah, how long have you been working on this, and how long have you been a videographer in whether it be freelancing or whether it be even just holding a camera? How long has this road been for you?
So when I started Unconscious, it was originally about 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now. It was originally after I got my certificate in digital arts and design.
Okay.
And I was gonna wait until after I got my certificate, but it was already approaching that time, so I was I might as well just start now. It was a couple months before I got it. So started around that time. I originally started off with graphic design. That was the very first thing I started off with.
Word.
And then I kind of got tired of getting my assets off Google Images and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's when I bought a little camera. Mind you, I knew nothing about photography, so I bought the first cool camera I saw, which wasn't what I wanted at all.
And in the long scheme of things, now that with all the prowess and knowledge you know about camera technology, how would you rate that first initial camera?
Oh, it was a 4 out of 10.
Wow,
okay. It was bad.
Humble beginnings, huh?
It was literally just a point and shoot on steroids. That's literally all it was.
I see, okay.
But yeah, then after that, I was shooting a couple pictures, getting my own stuff, editing them, getting people's attention, you know what I mean? Then met Homeboy and the crew that he was rocking with,
all right.
Yeah, and then from there, working on a couple videos, and that's kind of what got me into the video department.
And what was the first music video you worked with on Cosmic?
The first music video was Case Closed.
Case Closed. Really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is true.
That was the very first one.
Case
I
Closed.
believe that's still up on my page.
What year was that? Was that a year?
That was no, that wasn't 2018. It was 2019, yeah.
19? Okay.
Early 19,
Yeah,
18.
yeah.
Word.
So it was a while ago, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a funny story behind that video too.
Okay. Share that, please.
Yeah. We were actually, it was 10 p.m. or not even 8 p.m.
I think it was later because there was nothing open but Americana.
Oh yeah. So it was probably I'm gonna say 11, 12 at night, and we were just hungry, so we headed to Americana's, and that was like the only place open at the time. So what we like, I rode my bike, he skated, and then we got there, we're ordering the food, and Cosmic's like, "Yo, let's shoot," and I'm like, "All right," and mind you, I think we're like about to shoot pictures or something, and we ended up taking video, and then video after video. While we were waiting for the food, we ended up shooting a whole music video.
Wow, that's like such an impromptu thing to work on.
Literally, yeah.
It was pretty
Funniest
fun.
thing.
Oh my
I
God.
picked the song and everything too. I just I was like, oh, this one sounds fire. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm glad. Personally, although we've had like little crossovers where I've had an event and you've been there to shoot some things and all that. We haven't ever actually like one-on-one worked on anything specific. I know we had a little bit of like a detailing on like a documentary idea that I've had a lot on the back burner, so I haven't been able to actualize for certain. I know you feel the same way.
Yeah.
But that being said, I've been able to experience a lot of your work as more of a consumer more than as someone who had a part in it. And I gotta say that I like the progression that you've made as a creator.
Thank you.
Two things in particular that I really fucked with was the work you did on OK. With
that's fun.
with Cosmic
It's
song.
a very slept-on video.
Yeah, that song was nice. The song was really nice. The production was really cool. And then it was the smallest little thing, but it's that song that fuck, I forgot what the name of the song was. It was I think it was Young M.A. and Travis Scott. It's the music video where you were just doing your own little thing with the visuals.
The franchise.
Yeah, franchise. I remember you were doing like a little thing with that, and like it wasn't even anything too like long or in depth, but like I feel like it showed a lot of prowess of what you can do and what you can actualize.
Thanks, man.
So
Thanks.
I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say like I'm fucking cool about it, but I have like a pretty keen eye for being able to observe when there's like qualitative work put into something, and both of you guys have very qualitative efforts in what you guys do. So I really appreciate that. Like,
Thank you.
like I'm a music hoarder, for a best way to put it. I'm a media person. Like I love paying attention to a lot of different things. And when I get behind what I recognize in music, I like to support like local music, local artists, and also underdog figures because I feel like the best work that you create comes from like the development of things, and then after the development of things, the hunger to like perfect it. I feel like there's a lot of people who like when they get to like the fame and like the power, like not that they do worse, but they kind of just plateau. Like there's great musicians out there that like reach the fame, and it's not that they do bad. It's just they don't do anything that will ever top the things that they made in the past.
Oh yeah.
So I personally really appreciate being able to sit down and like see what you guys work on as we're all at the age we're at. Just because like I love to. Whether or not you guys make or break, I like to see the quality behind the hunger that you guys currently show. So
Thank you.
I have a couple questions for both of you guys. Quick before I have these questions just to make sure that we're on the same page on these questions. Where are you guys originally from? As in like hometowns, like because I don't know where you guys live physically. You guys moved. Yeah.
So I was born and raised in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Cool.
Yeah. And then after I graduated high school is when I moved to the Heights in Jersey City. So from then on to this day.
Nonetheless, Hudson County though, yeah. That's
Basically.
And how about you, Cosmic?
So I was raised like 10 blocks from here, a little less, on Palisade on like 51st Street, and I was there for a while, and then I moved like down the block to Hudson at one point, and then I moved up to like 60-something Street, and then I moved to like North Bergen downtown. I moved to West Orange.
Oh, West Orange.
Hillside. Yeah.
What part of your life was that at? If you don't mind me asking.
I went to high school in West Orange.
Oh, valid. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, high school was weird. So I went to high school for like very briefly. So I went through freshman year, and it was cool. And like when I went out to like Essex County and West Orange, I went like with the last 2 months of 8th grade, so I could meet friends, chill for the summer, and then we start freshman year together. So it was dope.
Okay.
But then I just felt like I just didn't believe nobody as far as teachers and shit. Like people weren't like I don't know. People weren't practicing what they were teaching, and I didn't feel like there was authenticity of what I was being taught. Like, yeah, it was just like rebuttals, like, and I could see it, and I was like, I learned more by myself because I'm interested in knowledge, but this format seems to be the standard.
Yeah, schooling has a big flaw. It's kind of a process of basically teaching you exactly what you need to know in order to follow rules.
Yeah, for
not
that
like,
format. Yeah,
it's never like think for yourself or financially investing or anything that like is like qualitatively easily practiced in reality. It's always things that it's like compute.
They don't want to teach you about free will.
No,
Yeah.
So I had left. I went for freshman year.
Uh-huh.
We came back sophomore year. I was there for like 3-4 days, and I was like saying goodbyes. I remember the last day I was there. I was like, "All right, yo, peace out." It's like some of my boys, and they were like, "Why is it like sad?" And I was like, "Nah, because I'm not coming back here." They're like, "Get out of here." What do
That
you
was
mean?
me. That was me senior year. I remember in prom, I was dancing, and I was dancing with like the swaggy cool kids in my ear, and I was
you're
like having, I was having a blast. I was having a blast, and there was a point where like one of them was like, "Yo, why are you so lit right now?" I was an introvert. I was like super cynical. I'm like the whole 180 of who I am nowadays. So like it was really weird for people to see me be like, "Yeah," at the prom, right?
Was turned up,
and like literally, the guy asked me, he's like, "Yo, why are you so lit right now?" And I looked him straight in the face while dancing. I was like, "It's because I'm never seeing y'all again, yo." And he was like, "Whoa,
word." It was
word."
like, but it's like it's real.
Yeah, and I didn't see that. I haven't seen that guy since. If I ever see him again, I haven't seen him since. And sometimes it's just like that, you know, like. But essentially, I ask because I feel like a lot of what our environment comes from makes a lot of what we produce.
Yeah.
Whether or not you acknowledge it, it could even be the rejection of the society you come from. Like, oh, fuck this place. You know, your environment has a big impact into what creates who you are.
Yeah.
So, here at the Miracle Mile, I don't know if you have a context as to why it's called the Miracle Mile, but the name Miracle Mile is like a nomenclature, a nickname that is given that was originally given to Bergen Line.
Okay.
It's what it was called because it was a mile long market. 90 blocks essentially, or it's more than a mile now, but essentially it's a very long market where a lot of things were capable of being done. Our CEO talks about it all the time, but essentially it used to be like the center for attention. Like it used to at some point even compete with New York in a lot of aspects. So here at Reach, we try to try and bring even like a shed of the light back in our own way, shape, or form. So that being said, even though you guys aren't from the immediate North Hudson area, you guys are still Hudson County, so you have a grasp as to what Bergen Line means, or what it is actually. I was wondering, as someone who doesn't, have like a 3-minute walk to Bergen Line, what does Bergen Line mean to you guys? How do you guys see it? Like, you guys can have any opinion. It's okay if y'all say like, "Yo, Bergen Line trash. There's a bunch of old Hispanics." I just want to know what y'all think.
It's changed so much. Like I can honestly say that I love Bergen Line, but I don't know how to explain it. It's like, okay, so it's like, for me, Bergen Line is like good music and me skateboarding. Like, I don't like to take the scenic route anymore. I'm not trying to walk on Bergen Line. People's walking patterns and routes is so broken. It's like very obnoxious in a way. And then there'd be like clothes outside for sale, and I gotta maneuver around that. So it's just like,
it's a little, well, before COVID especially, but it's a little overcrowded at times.
Yeah,
and sometimes
it's dope. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's fire, but it's it's like, okay, you visit New York, dope, but like living in Manhattan.
Oh god, that sounds like a stress.
Yeah, like leave me alone. So it's like I love Bergen Line, but there was a point in time where COVID is different, but there was a point where it doesn't turn down. Yeah,
it was
like
congested.
All hours is active. You know?
Yeah,
So
I used to bike a lot, and I remember like there was no choice but to like speed through the traffic, like the street, because like if you tried biking on the sidewalk, like you're asking to brake and slow down and do these little turns.
I can only imagine how that is.
Yeah, I mean, it was brought to our attention the first podcast we had with NJ, but Union City is, if not the most, it's one of the most congested cities in the entire United States.
It's like overpopulated.
And it's like I feel like it comes from a place where we're at the epicenter of like immigration in general.
Yeah.
So I'm personally proud of that aspect of it. I just feel like because there's so many undocumented people, it's very difficult for people to like be comfortable and like given census information in.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're an undocumented person, you don't want to be like, "Hey, yo, I'm right here." You know, that's like the opposite of what you want to do. But anyway, so going back on the topic, Jeremiah, do you have any things to say about Bergen Line in general? Like just what it means to you, or anything you have like as a recollection for it?
I mean, Bergen Line was mainly the place my father would take me when he was balling, and he wanted to get me some new clothes or like new toys or whatever, like when I was a kid. So like Bergen Line was just always like the shopping block to me.
I feel you. Yeah. I mean that's what the normal thing is about it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, I feel like I didn't talk Bergen Line justice, but Bergen Line, like,
it's like if you need something like it's like fuck, I need a shower curtain. You can just walk there.
Hold on, let me get 20 seconds to just redeem my brain
Yeah,
and
yeah,
talk.
go for it.
So if you are on 50th, you go to Chopsticks, get some Chinese food, or you go to Ginger Grill, or you go
Grill's
get
good.
fish at the fish market, or you could.
Fancy fish is
Once
fire.
upon a time, you go to Blockbuster on
Damn,
54th.
Blockbuster
Dos
out.
Amigos is like more
Right
towards
there,
Bergen
yeah.
Line. Yo, you go to the tennis shoe spot down
It's
the
just
block
so
from the fish
convenient.
market.
It's all it is. And in the
Yo,
most
bro.
case, whether you hate it or not, like you have
It's
to go
crazy.
there.
Yeah,
There's
it's
places
like-
in like the middle of New Jersey or South Jersey to buy a shower curtain. You got to get in a vehicle.
Yeah,
You gotta
here,
get in the interstate.
Amazing Rays
And
or
get to
whatever
a
the
strip
case.
shop.
Yeah,
Here, you just go to
yeah.
fucking Roberts on 59th and like
Yeah,
boom, you're
yeah.
there. Like just walk
1000%.
somewhere, you can make it.
Oh, and I've been buying video games from the same person since I was 7 years old,
Yeah.
and buying shoes from the same person since I was 8 years old. Where I got my phone, I have the same number since 4th grade in Hudson County, and I just stopped getting my hair cut where I was getting my hair cut because I used to like, but word, yo, it's like, in Chinese food, I've been eating there since, yo, like, forever,
Yeah.
like, plus 13 years,
I
like,
feel you. Okay,
that's crazy.
So
That's why I'm over it also, but word.
yeah, I feel you. I feel you. It becomes something you
Word.
normalize. So,
Yeah.
besides Bergen Line and putting it another subject on it, I want to talk about online presence because, like, whether or not you try to have it, you can easily Google someone and figure out a lot about them. I wanted to understand what your relationship was with the internet because, especially if you're trying to make it in, like, your crafts, you
Yeah.
need an online presence.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, we're gonna start from like the beginning of things, like the smallest derivative. You stream. You stream video gaming and stuff like that, and you
Yes, I
sometimes
do.
stream like what you produce. Would you elaborate on what you work on?
So right now, I would say it's still in like startup. I'm trying to get the gears turning.
Yeah, of course.
But right now, I do plan on streaming like just some video games, live music video editing, and some live drawing as well.
Word.
But yeah, it's right now. It's like
in the wraps. It's in the
yeah,
works,
it's
yeah.
literally me just having the energy to sit through it.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, you
and
gotta
do
start
it.
somewhere.
Yeah, cause like I mean, my very recent one I did for 5 hours straight, and I feel like personally it went good. I didn't exactly have a lot of viewers, but I kept my energy up the whole time, which is like what I want, especially during like editing a music video.
Okay.
It's kind of usually it's like a process that I'm normalized to like just sitting through and just clicking here, there, and there. It's hard to like have commentary on it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
of
saying?
course. Yeah.
So that's something I'm working on. But the video game stuff, I would say, is a lot more fluent.
Yeah, yeah, of
It's
course.
like I
It's
love
more
video games.
normalized,
Yeah,
easy
I
to
could
watch.
be like, oh, like stuff like that.
Well, regardless, it's
Yeah.
good to give it your effort. And I acknowledge that you usually use the unconscious nomenclature for that, correct? Like you
Yeah,
go by
unconscious gaming. So it's unconscious backward and then gaming like normal.
And you
After-
you stream off Twitch, I
yeah,
assume?
Twitch. I'm on Twitch.
Yeah, you should definitely.
Yeah.
Word. And Cosmic, what's your what it is that you do with an online presence, whether it be streaming, whether it be live streaming? Like, what do you have any like what are your efforts, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know.
I mean,
So-
you have a SoundCloud.
Yeah, I have a SoundCloud, but it's like being perfectly honest, the music that goes on my SoundCloud is just to be found, not to be promoted.
Of course,
necessarily.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
anything. Like everyone has a digital footprint. If you try hard enough, you
Yeah,
can hack
yeah.
into when they were.
I
At a
used to do
Blockbuster.
video games, like I used to do like streaming and stuff. I did that for a while when I was like younger, and then I started to do Okay, so as of right now, if you look stuff up, you'll find like music videos, like stuff like that, me appearing in other people's. But I'm
haven't
doing a vlog,
Uh-huh.
very like low key, like
Okay.
very like
Low key.
yeah, word, and not very consistent. And when I
Okay.
bring it out,
Yeah.
people are just like, oh, it's very momentary, and it's like, but I have a lot of footage, and I
Okay.
want it to be like a nice
Yeah.
compilation where I could
Just-
chop it and then drop it with
Yeah,
consistency.
yeah. Just organize
Yeah.
your own pace and all that and whatnot.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so on the topic, since I feel like I've met you guys more so like out and about. I've never really like sat down in a room and just like read a book, obviously. I wanted to get on the topic of pre-COVID and how it's affected you, because it affects everyone, whether you're a mailman or you're literally an event coordinator. The way we used to move is not the way you now currently move. And I wanted to get a grasp as to how it affected each of you. So, Jeremiah, how has COVID affected the way that you conduct business as a person?
So, I mean, before COVID, I was actually in the midst of investing in a new studio space with my homeboy actually over there, George. Shout
Oh,
out
go
to
figure.
George. Yeah.
I didn't know
So
that.
yeah, we were in the midst of investing in a studio space, but right as COVID started, what's it called? I got my hours cut. I had to stay inside. Nobody wanted to meet up for shoots anymore.
Yeah, that's the
Everyone was
thing.
paranoid. Yeah, it was definitely rough. My clientele got cut in half.
Yeah, that happened to
Uh,
everybody.
yeah, people were asking for shorter amounts to pay because some people
Everyone else
wanted their
is,
stuff done, but they didn't have the money to
of
pay
course,
for it.
everyone kind of just shrank in like
Yeah,
productivity or
so
monetary
yeah,
return.
it was rough, but it definitely gave me some more time to better my craft a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah,
which is like I would say like after that I felt like I came back a little stronger
yeah.
on
I
what I
mean, you
was
have
doing.
to
Yeah,
adapt and overcome it.
yeah, literally. But it definitely was like a huge negative impact. That was for sure.
You're looking at an event coordinator.
Yeah.
Literally, my job and like what I would flex whenever speaking to a client is, okay, you have a storefront, yeah, I can fill it up if I have to. And now, like, you don't want to fill up a storefront like that anymore, especially if you're trying to apply by CGC guidelines and all that. How about you, Cosmic? As a performer, I'm certain that affected you in your own way.
Yeah, so life pre-COVID, I wasn't doing anything. I was like blowing bubbles essentially, and like if you talk to me during, it's like, yo, I'm doing this, and that. I was blowing bubbles, and like COVID hit.
You're like,
I
hey, yo,
made
I can't blow
more.
no more bubbles.
Nah,
Yeah.
yeah, yo, COVID hit. I made more money than I ever made in my
Oh, that's
life
good. No, I mean,
off of stuff that I made with my hands. So it's like,
valid.
oh,
No, it caused me because I was
not
also
drugs.
I was hit by a complacent streak prior to COVID too, and then COVID hit and it made the survivalistic in me move. So I
Yeah,
have to do
yeah.
say that I've been prospering
Fight or
better than
flight.
prior to.
Yeah,
It's just more so like on the reach side of things have shrunk. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
essentially, it's a battle that we all have to confront and face in our own way, shape, or form. And there's only so much you can do, but
Yeah.
you got to try
Definitely
anyway.
dreadful. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, like there comes a point, whether it be through vaccination or whether it be through just a natural herd immunity.
No, none of that.
I'm not saying I'm pro or anti. I'm just saying if
Yeah.
it do happen,
Yeah,
regardless
yeah.
of whether it's herd immunity, everyone gets sick as hell and we just get over it somehow, or it's
Yeah.
vaccination itself.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there's a point where things can be moved more adequately, or we evolve out of what we used to do. But man, do
Yeah.
I miss mosh pitting? So I hope we can mosh pit
Yeah,
someday
there's a
too,
few
man.
things I miss, man. It's like
Yeah.
it's weird. You can't go in stores without a mask,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I praise my local hood stores because
They
they
let
be
it.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, oof, it's
Yeah.
like playing pretend temporarily.
Yeah.
Cause it's
I
like,
mean, personally, I only really fuck with the mask like heavily in the winter. Because it's cold as fuck
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
convenient,
So this shit's covering my
yeah.
face.
It's
Yeah.
convenient.
I get why people would complain about it because, like, like it's literally a whole cloth on your face and all that. Personally, I just learned to ignore it, so I don't have that much of a complaint on it. But I get where people come from in their own way, shape, or form. The winter has really made me appreciate it. I'll be walking outside and be like, hey, yo, this shit hit. Like, because it's cold.
Oh my god.
But yeah, you take your wins where you can get them, I suppose.
Yeah,
So
honestly.
we're gonna approach the end of this, but regardless, I wanna like give you guys the moment to speak on like maybe what's been on your mind or more so what you guys are focusing on creating in the future. So Jeremiah, do you got anything going on in the back burner? Something you got like coming up that you got rolling out?
So right now I got a few music videos coming out. Shout out to Back Pocket Alimony. Shout out to
Fun.
Apito Goyes.
Nice.
Shout out to Soy Sienna, this girl from Brooklyn, amazing girl. Got a music
Cool.
video with her as well. Those are coming up. Got a few things in the works for myself. I'm actually in the midst of coming up with an official like mascot for my company.
Nice.
Like a little,
Get
a
that.
little person,
Yeah,
that I can do
Reach
stuff
was thinking
with.
about doing that at some point. We kind of forgot about it. So I
Yeah,
feel you,
it
yeah.
happens. Yeah. So that's one thing. But honestly, like the last year, 2020 has taught me a couple crazy things. Life can definitely be brutal. That's for sure. No matter how nice of a person I try to be and how respectful of a person I
That
try to
one.
be, no matter how much you don't come out to your, no matter how much you don't come out of your neck to people who deserve it, you will still lose people.
Yeah, I mean it's inevitable. The way I see
Yeah.
it is like whoever you have to drop or drops you, like I feel like it's important to accept it at some degree, make your peace with it, and I mean, if you want to be mad or upset or whatever your case or whatever your emotional range may be, that's valid. I just think it's important to like at least understand where the other person came from, even if it's not valid, and move the fuck on. You know.
Oh yeah,
Um,
totally.
Cosmic, how about you? What's in your back burner? Obviously, you got the Cosmic Week going on.
Yeah.
But what else do you have going on? If there's anything else.
Yeah. So the vlog,
Mm,
fashion show,
mm,
slash clothing release again because I haven't been selling clothes for a while.
okay.
People are getting upset, but it's
I mean,
lit.
it's a fire
Build
fucking
up.
brand.
Yeah, build up. I appreciate it. This is like
That shit looks.
this is the sloppy version though. This is like the experiments and
I mean,
stuff.
it looks lo-fi, and I fuck with it nonetheless.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah.
But independency has been on my mind recently.
Okay.
Yeah, just be independent and make sure that like you're doing things because that sounds mad cliche. Do what you want to do. Like I wake up and like smoke a blunt before I brush my teeth because like I rather like
Yeah.
brush my teeth after that,
Yeah,
and
of
I'm
course.
gonna
Yeah. That's
yeah.
valid. I do that too.
Yeah, and I might want orange juice, and then I might like text a female, or I might, and like the point is, I live exactly how I want to live. So there's no like, people watch like reality shows or whatever the case. It sounds so ranty, but it's so true. Like just because the motivational speaker you listen to wakes up at 7 a.m. and grinds doesn't mean that
You
like
necessarily got to do that.
you
Yeah.
could wake up at 8 p.m. and become who you need to be. It's like live how you want to
Yeah,
live.
yeah, yeah. I'm a very big freedom person as well.
Yeah, man.
Right
It's
before we go about finalizing things, I also wanted to like address this now because I feel like we haven't been in communication about it. Documentary idea. I haven't been too focused on it because I've had a few derails on different projects that I've been working on. But since you came over to my place when we had that little networking meeting with John Argetta, who I had on the last podcast actually, I got to talk with him and all that. We basically went on the discussion for trying to formulate a documentary. And just to give it some kind of, I guess, a start-off promotional effort here on the podcast, I suppose, the documentary was something that we were thinking about doing basically to try and put Hudson County artistry and local collectives on a map, as opposed to just kind of being like, everyone who knows about it. Like, I know we all know Kibo Hiri, that's valid, but like, will there be a documentary on him? Is that up to us? I feel like it should be at some point, So essentially, So essentially, Jeremiah and I, we've been working on, although we haven't worked on it very much yet, we're crunching on the idea of collecting members of that we consider, whether it be our generation, maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, of people that we consider to be like in the woodworks because there's so much media out there, and New Jersey isn't given the credit it's given. It's mostly going to be Hudson County focused, I believe, right, Jeremiah? That's what we went
exactly,
on? Yeah. So you can look out for that as well, although it's going to be a long process, but that's on the back. That's also on the back burner for us. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us again on this podcast. Everyone, please say goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Thank you for having me.
Wash your hands before you go to the bathroom because they teach you to do it after, and that's not hygienic. Wash your hands before you touch your genitalia.
Yo, let me learn that one. That's crazy. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.
Peace.